So I noticed online there are not a lot of good videos on how to properly answer a math question. So the first secret is always read it twice and possibly 3 times. And once you have a math question, let's say we have this. No, that's a bad one. Let's say we have this. Okay. The first thing you want to do is read the question. So on Saturday afternoon, Armin sent M text messages each hour for 5 hours. So he sent a whole bunch every hour for 5 hours, so 5 times. And Tyrone sent P text messages each hour for 4 hours. So he sent 4 P text messages. Which of the following represents the total number of messages that they sent? So first of all, always identify this is obviously random. And sometimes it helps to do numbers. So first thing you say, well, Armand sent M messages every hour for 5 hours. So how many times that? 5 times. Every hour, 5 hours, 5 times. Tyrone sent P text messages. So summarize what you know. For 4 hours. How many times every hour for 4? 4 times. So what is the total? What is total? So total is always addition. So that's the one thing you should note right away. So essentially, I need to find out, and I'm going to make my text a little bit smaller, the total of Armand texts plus Tyrone texts. Well, I know Armand is 5 times M, 5 M messages, and Tyrone is 4 P. So therefore the total is going to be 5M plus 4P. So right away I can see that my answer is there. Now multiple choice is easy because you just circle it. But in text questions, you would then say the equation that represents, notice I'm answering the last question, the total number of messages sent by Armand and Tyrone is total equals 5M plus 4P. Well, 4. So see, right there, I see that I've made a mistake up there. That M snuck in, 4P. So that was how you answer it. Now, generally, the answers are going to be more long. So if you have the formula, for instance, if they said, if Armand didn't send M messages, if he sent 4 and Tyrone sent 7, okay, well, wherever I see M now, I would put 4, and wherever I see P, I would put 7. So as an example, they might add a part B, and they say, if Armand sent 4 every hour, and Tyrone sent 7, how many total? So then you would rewrite your equation. So always start with your base equation. And then also always line up the next line with the equal sign perfectly lined up. Even if one side gets longer than the other, you must line it up. So for instance, I need more room on my right. So I'm going to make more room on my right. And I'm going to replace M with the number they gave us. So right away, you also must now restate new variables. So I would say M is equal to 4. And P is equal to 7, because that's the new information. So wherever I see M, I'm going to write the equation down once, which I did. But now I'm also going to do 5 times 4 instead of M. And I'm going to do 4 times 7. Like that. Whenever the numbers change, you do a new line. So here's a new line. So what's 5 times 4? 20. And you always rewrite it. 20. What's 4 times 7? 28. Then you do a new line, because now we're going to add those together. So the total is equal to 48. Now, that is how you do proper math questions. The key point is that I've got the equal signs right above one another, but I also stated the information I knew beforehand each time. Then I always stated a blank equation, then filled it in, and each time the numbers changed, I wrote a new line, and then you would rewrite it like this. The equation the total, I would rewrite my second answer. The total number of messages sent by Armand is 48 text messages. And you must also always include your units. So if that wasn't text messages, but let's say how many meters did they swim was 48 meters total, I would say 48 meters. If you don't include your units, you will lose marks. And technically, as you advance, the units would also get included up here. In this case, they're just numbers, so there's no units. But let's say we were adding up meters distance, you would include meters, and the units stick around. The only time units don't stick around is when they get canceled out by other data. For instance, if I said that Tyrone swam 40 meters and Armand swam 20 meters, what is the ratio? How much further did Armand swim than Tyrone? How much further if this is Tyrone? So that's another example. So I would say Tyrone swam 40 meters. Armand swam 20. And the question is, how much further did Tyrone swim? Well, I would take 40 meters divided by 20 meters. Now notice the meters cancel out. 2 into 4, 2. 0 into 0, boom, it just becomes 2. So the answer is not 2 meters. The meters canceled out. The answer would be Tyrone swam twice, 2 times, as far as Armand. And that's a proper notation because I even showed that their meters, their units, got canceled out in the equation. Always start with restating what you know, read the question twice, restate what you know, yes, in this format, restate the blank equation, and each line that you change, redo it. Do not start doing this. Okay, 5 times 4 is 20, and this is 28, so those both add up to 48, and that's my answer, and then just put it where, boom, answer. That is unintelligible, and it does not show me the thought process. If I just give the answer, I lose 2 marks. The answer is only 1 mark. If I give this and screw up the answer, I get 2 marks and lose the third mark. Better to do this. So proper answering in math, very important. Read the question, restate the variables you know, restate the equation, fill in the equation, give a summarized answer, and this will always get you max points. Oh, and include units.